This message is brought to you by Real Lived as Experiences and is for healing and enlightening purposes only. Hey, y'all, welcome back to my channel, Self Love is Currency. It has been a minute. Yes, I know this is long overdue, but please let me quickly explain. So, I had to clear my throat for that one. But I actually created a short about this, but in real life, I was let go of my corporate finance position as of this week. I had only been in this particular position for about 2 months. But I was pretty excited to be making more money, to also get some different experience within the realm of the finance industry. Coming from somebody, with just a little, I'm not even going um, downplay it like that, but my degree is in psychology and I worked in social services, child abuse and neglect for about 5 years post college. So having the opportunity to go from a psychology degree to finance is crazy work for real. And if I'm all the way honest, when I initially accepted the role, there was definitely a feeling on the inside that I probably shouldn't have proceeded because I knew that God wanted me to do other things. And when I tell you, mm, 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 God will definitely humble you. Please don't be out here being hard headed. Learn, learn from me. That it was a very humbling experience to be trying to log into your work computer, but you're having difficulty because you are no longer employed there. Let that sink in. But anyway, so I've been dealing with that. And that job, I'm not even gonna lie, I was getting burnt out. We talking 60-hour weeks. So with me having time to pour into my creative endeavors, the energy was not there, and I'm big on having an overflow so that I'm able to offer what I have left over. But I didn't even have enough for myself. So that's another reason why I feel God intervened, because us Capricorns, we will work ourselves to the bone. You hear me? Aside from that, I was dealing with some sickness. I had a dental procedure done, and let's say the couple days after this particular dental procedure, it was given nutty professor. So I'm gonna just leave it there. But we are healed. I'm in a much better place. I know that everything is divinely guided and happens for a reason. So we are here. And one of my goals for this year was to finish this series. And yeah, we are on episode 22. Yes, episode 22. Survivor's Jealousy, the crab in the barrel mentality. Um, So, yes, we are slowly wrapping this series up. As I stated before, this series will be 25 episodes to commemorate 2025. I'm not sure um, what in particular is going to happen after this series, but I think just overall, me doing it to begin with and following, the creative nuggets that God imprinted upon me um, was needed. So, without further ado, again, thank you all for coming back. Shout out to all of my returning subscribers, my day ones, my OGs. I really do appreciate you. If you are liking the content that I have been posting, sharing it, commenting, major shout out to you. To all of my new subscribers, welcome to this healing community where we make self-love look real sexy, where we make leveling up seem like a cakewalk, even though it is not. This is a community that's dedicated to just evolving and becoming our best selves. And yeah, I'm sharing different methods, different ways, race, the real lived as experiences. But yes, I never knew this was a thing until I came across people and had this particular experience. Everybody has something, whether small, medium sized, or big, that they fought and or had to overcome. You can relate to people through shared experiences, which can be a beautiful thing, human, yet also a trauma bonding experience. I've had the pleasure of bonding with quite a few souls during this lifetime thus far through shared traumas. And what I've come to realize is that although people share similar experiences, not everyone carries their cross the same. Not everyone is dedicated to growth and healing. Not everyone desires healing enough to sacrifice dysfunctional patterns, mindsets that might breed and bring comfort. But let you be the brave one, the courageous one, the one that truly follows your soul's call, and you are ostracized by some, hated, and even envied because of your dedication to self and your desire to be and do better. Disclaimer: if you hear pages rattling in the background, I am simply flipping the pages of my journal. This is real time soul healing for myself and real time information. I've come to find that people will judge you on how you handle your demons. Ooh, that's a big one. Even if you have them in check, know their names, have familiarized yourself with their cravings, desires, no matter how dark and or shameful, people will envy and hate you for being able to look yourself in the mirror despite what you may look like, despite what may even look back at you. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. People will feel some type of way because you didn't allow experiences to take you out. Like the damn audacity of some people. They'd rather see you drown in your own sorrows than find a raft or something to help you stay afloat, to keep you from drowning. It's all good until you alchemize the trauma that was keeping you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally stuck and go from victim to victor. Some people are so consumed by their trauma that they crave control of your narrative. They crave superiority over you, desiring that you stay level with them. We both had the same struggle with self worth. We both have to keep putting up with abusive men or abusive women, abusive family members because of our daddy issues, because of our mommy issues. Their perceptions of you and also loyalty will switch up real quick when they realize that you are no longer attracted to the same things you used to bond over. True story. Ooh. Moment of silence. I got a call from a family member a few years back, and I was pretty happy to hear from them, seeing as though time had passed and we once shared a close bond. We went through the same normal pleasantries. And when I went on to say how I'd purchased my first home, gotten my stockbroker's license, so pause, that's how I got into the finance industry. Test was hard as hell. And let's just say God did, because your girl has major test anxiety. We talking a 4 to 5 hour test, 150 questions, but it was meant for me to, go from psychology to finance to learn more about money, to heal that money wound, break some more generational curses when it comes to the lack mindset. And I'll be making a video about that eventually. But I just wanted to put that out there. So we did our pleasantries, and I was telling this family member about, the great things that I was accomplishing because, mind you, um we once shared a close bond. Like, this person knew of all the harsh childhood traumas that I had experienced and we had experienced together. Um so yep, I was sharing that information with her. I'm sorry, y'all, 1 second. And basically telling her that I was doing things differently compared to the last time we spoke. Because last time we spoke, it was rough. I was drinking a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. to cope with life. And let's just say I still didn't find hope or restoration or resolve at the bottom of the bottle. And I was homelessly couch surfing. So you could imagine, going from darkness to glimmers of light and wanting to genuinely express your growth, with somebody, and it not necessarily panning out the way that you intended to. So it didn't dawn on me until after the fact that the conversation was void of, or what the conversation was void of. Honestly, as I am going through the conversation now, and when I was writing this, it kind of pissed me off because I didn't once hear congrats. I'm proud of you. And the gag is this family member I'm referring to is my sister. We grew up in the same home and were aware of what happened in that home. Very, very dark things. As far as me, I've always congratulated her on what she was doing in her efforts to society because I understand how hard it is and what, um, especially coming from where we came from. So that moment right there taught me that people, even blood related, some people want you to remain stuck. You can do better, just not better than them. You can do better, just not better than them. And I guess that was the end of my writing because I just flipped the page and it was blank. But what I learned about that experience is that you have to keep going when you are trying to get out of a bucket, um, or a hole. You are going to have people that want to push you back down because that's where the base level of comfort is. People don't want you to get out of the bucket or reach your ceiling because then they will be propelled to have to put in work just to compete with you. They will have to put in work just to even have the opportunity to compete. Not that you are competitive or you on that type of time, because we're never competing over here. We're only comparing the current version of ourselves to previous versions. I don't do competitions, baby. Um, but you have to be very careful of who you surround yourself in your growing season, who you share your good news to in your growing season, and who you share your growths with during your growing season. Everybody isn't going to be clapping for you, happy for you, especially in my case. As I stated, me and this person grew up in the same household. Like, she knows exactly the demons that we've had to fight. We're talking, um, SA, physical abuse, emotional abuse, like all types of different childhood traumas that could have left me strung out on the street and homeless forever. But I decided to take matters into my own hands and become the main character of my story. And sometimes when you decide to become the main character of your own story, some people get blurred to the back, get put on a back burner. Some people are no longer capable of controlling your narrative because people love to do that shit, which is wild to me. Like, you are not God. You cannot act as God in my life. You cannot direct my path. That is not your role. But some people whose egos are so inflated, who haven't invested time into their own personal healing and development, they like to hijack people's lives. And also, what's to be said about that person? And that literally pisses people off when they can no longer say that you are still doing things. Yeah, she used to be drunk all the time. She was dealing with such and such that didn't really mess with her like that. She was at that dead end job. She did this. He did this. He used to be out there. So on and so on. When they cannot attach you to that old, retired, stale ass storyline, people become offended. If you are still tuned into this message, thank you all so very much for your continued support. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content as such. And I will catch y'all on the next episode of this Reveal to Heal to Reveal series, where the more that we reveal the things about ourselves that may still be haunting us, the more that we heal. And the more that we heal those things that are haunting us, the more that we reveal our most truest and authentic selves. So, yeah, I'm just leaving you with this nugget for now. I hope all is well. Happy holidays. And most importantly, don't forget to love you. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.